Right, hello everyone, Vortex here. Now in this video I am going to show you how to make the ultimate retro gaming hard drive. Well, it doesn't have to be a hard drive, it could be just any old USB stick, an SSD, anything basically that has storage and can be made bootable, and that's going to be by means of this Batocera. And here we are on the website now, so we're just going to download the latest version, get Batocera Linux 41. That's the current version at the time of this video. As you can see, there's a multiple ranges of devices that you can install it to, but for the sake of this video and for what I'm using, it's going to be a desktop based PC, so I'm just going to download from that first one. I'm going to save that, and that's going to take a good 15-20 minutes depending on your internet connection, so I shall return once it's finished. But just quickly to note as well, I'll be putting a link in the description directly to the Batocera website rather than using like another link to put in my Discord. You know, when I put things on like Google Drive or AirBridge or Digoo, one of them. I'm not going to bother with this purely because the Batocera is always getting updated to later versions, so it's better to just link it straight to the website so you can always get the latest version. So anyway, I'll be back in a sec once this is done. Alright guys, we are just about done. Alright, that's it, it's downloaded. Right, yeah, what we need now is a tool that can turn the hard drive into a bootable hard drive, so it can boot into Batocera using this image. And to do that, we're going to be using this Raspberry Pi Imager. There's a newer version of Imager available. Well, no, I'm not going to download it for now. We'll do that later, off screen. And yeah, I'll put a link to this in the description. This software, very easy to use software and very good at creating bootable drives. But anyway, choose the choose OS, use custom. And then we just need to find that image I just downloaded, which I believe it should, yeah, that one. Open, choose the storage, and yep, I'm using a 500 gigabyte 2.5 inch HDD. It's taken out of a laptop, I believe. So yeah, choose that. And you like to apply OS customization settings? Nope. All existing data on that will be erased. Yeah, let's continue. I'm preparing to write, and this will take a good few minutes. So yeah, I'll just let this complete and then I shall return. Alright guys, we're about done here. %. Alright guys, we're just about done with the verifying phase again. Let's just see if it gets stuck at 99% again for a few minutes, or if it's gonna move up. Yeah, it's done it right away. So yeah, it's been written to the device, so that's good. So that is basically it for creating the bootable drive, but now we've just got to test it and make sure it works. So I'll return once I've got it in the PC I want to test it in, and once I've got it powered on, I will return. Alright guys, we're booting up now. I've just pressed the delete key to bring up this menu on the laptop. Now, I didn't need to go into the BIOS because I've already got it set to boot through a USB by default if a bootable USB is plugged in. So I've done that. I'm going to hit enter to select Batocera Linux normal. Now yes, I am using the phone camera, and that's because the Elgato has decided to be a pain and not display correctly, and I want you to see everything exactly as it is, so that's why I had to resort to this, unfortunately. But anyway, we're loading in now. It just needs a few seconds to initialize. Alright, here we go. Right, here we go, we're loading in now. And that's it, you'll be greeted with this menu. And there's some background music playing as well. I don't know how much you can hear it. I did turn the volume down a little bit so it wasn't blaring out. So we can scroll through, we've got things like Sega Mega Drive, Game Boy Advanced, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Entertainment System, PC Engine, Commodore 64, and there's a thing that shows all your games, and there's some on here by default, and that's why these are showing. It won't show like the empty systems, so obviously you can have things like PS1, PS2, OG Xbox as well, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. Well, yeah. If that's showing, is there something already in there? Yeah, there is one. Okay, it's Space Twins. Sorry, I keep moving the camera down. So yeah, we're back out of that. And if you want to like look at the files and things, press F1. Hello? There we go. Screen just weirdly dimmed for a minute then, but there we go. You'll be with this like file explorer type thing. So obviously that folder there, you put your BIOS files in there for the different emulators. There's also the cheats folder as well. One of the things, library, and then obviously the ROMs here, that's a key folder. Because we open that, we get the folders for all the different consoles. There's tons and tons of different ones you can have on here. I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna pan around a little bit. I'm gonna show every single one, but hopefully you get the gist of what this thing is capable of. All these different systems. Okay, so how do we put our games on here then? Well, there are two ways we can do that. We could either take like a USB device, plug it into the main PC where our games are, put them on that, and then plug them into here, and then copy them from that. Like it would pop up there on the left side. We copy that, and we go in the ROMs folder and open the folder relevant to the console that we want. So for example, say if it's a PS1 game, we'll go in the PSX folder and you paste them in here. There's also another method you can do, which is doing it over the network, which is great if you're doing just one or two games, but if you're doing a lot at once, it could be quite slow. Anyway, I'll show you how to do the wireless, well, say wirelessly over the network. So let's just exit out of here, and then I'm going to bring up the options. I think it's the spacebar, yes. And by the way, you can obviously use a controller with this. Most controllers are native supported, all wireless and wired. Like with the wireless one, like the one I mainly use for my gaming, it comes with a USB receiver. It's just plug and go with that, so that's great. So anyway, we'll go to network settings, and yeah, I need to enable the Wi-Fi because this laptop does have a built-in Wi-Fi receiver, if it's going to let me that. Alright guys, well I couldn't get the Wi-Fi to play ball, so yeah, I've ended up doing it by Ethernet. So anyway, it's connected now, and you see we've got an IP address at the top there. We need to make a note of that, and then we move back over to the main PC. Alright, so we've got that, let's go over to the main PC. Alright, just really quickly, I forgot a step. So we also need to go into system settings and go all the way down to front end developer options and enable public web API access. That needs to be enabled. That should be all we need to do on this side of things now. And oh yeah, it needs a reboot to configure those settings, so we'll just do that real quick, and once it's rebooted we'll go over to the main PC and do what we was trying to do before. Alright guys, so now back at the PC then. So all we now need to do is put that IP address into here, so / and then the IP address. Press enter. Now if you want you to log in with some credentials, then the default I believe is root and then Linux for the password. Right, there we go, we're in. So we'll go to share, and then as you can see you can access all the files on the system. So firstly I'm going to drop a BIOS in here. You see it already has like some things in these, but anyway, what I'm going to do is drop this one in there. This is for a PS1, because I'm going to use a PS1 game in this example. Drop that in there, and then I'm just going to find me PS1 game. Alright, here we go. So I'm just going to copy that folder. And we're going to come out with the BIOS, go into ROMs and PSX. And just paste that in there. It's quite quick, just one game. Alright, so that's all transferred across now. And now we can go back to the Batocera PC and quickly test out, make sure it works. Alright guys, so we are back at the Batocera PC, and what we have to do first before attempting to boot the game is bring this menu up with a spacebar or select button if you're using a controller. We need to go on game settings and update game lists. Yes. Do that real quick. Okay. And there we go, there's PlayStation. Enter, and there it is, Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back USA. Let's jump straight into that. Okay, you can change all the settings for your games and stuff like resolutions and what have you. There we go, it is running. I've just turned the sound up a little bit. There we go. I have no idea what the button layout was going to be because I've only got the keyboard at the minute. I've not got the controller plugged in, so this would be rather interesting. Okay, I'm just going to skip the cutscene for now if I can. Okay, so that's the pause button. Okay. Okay, so those are all on the left. And then I presume, yeah, run around with the arrow buttons. Okay. As we know everything works, I'll just load a level. Just to be certain. Okay, it's loaded and yeah, as you can see it all runs absolutely fine. Very smooth, no frame lag or anything, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That is how you create a Batocera hard drive and put a game on it. So yeah, despite some of the difficulties I had in doing this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.